Okay, I'm Dr. Gene Preuss, and for class today, I want to go over the quiz that you took. Now, I'm going to be going over all the questions you might have seen. So, some of you got some of the questions, some of you didn't. Don't feel like I'm covering material that you're not familiar with. It's just that you may not have gotten the same questions as everybody else. So, let's go ahead and get started, though. So one of the questions is, how do you calculate your final grade? Now, these are going to appear just in the order as I put them in, not necessarily, again, in the order you saw them in. So how do you calculate your final grade? Well, everything is added up, so you just add the total grade points for all your assignments. If you go to the My Grades link on the course Blackboard website and you see a number like 76/115, what is your grade? Well, you should know from your syllabus that the 115 is just the total points you could have gotten, but the 76 is your grade because it is the total number of points you have. What day is your first substantive discussion post due each week? Again, from your syllabus, you know on the discussion post, the first post you need to make is due on Wednesday, and that's to give everybody time to read yours and comment on it. So the next question is, what day are all your other assignments due? What grade are all the other assignments due? And that is on Friday. If you need to turn in an assignment late, what day do you have at the latest you can turn it in? What's the latest you can turn it in? And that is Sunday. Remember, you have 2 days of a grace period where there's no penalty, so it's due on Friday, but I'll accept it through Sunday. How many discussion responses are you required to make to any other classmate's post? How many other posts do you need to make in addition to your substantive post? Well, 2. So you can make it to any other 2 posts. They don't have to be the same person. They can be from different people, but they need to be from other people, and you need to make 2 posts, not just replies to yourself. What is a brief summary of a structured argument? The answer for this one is précis. Your end of the course essay will be between how many pages? Or 1,750 to 2,500 words, not including footnotes. And that is 7 to 10 pages. You'll cite your paper using these types of notes according to this style. That is footnotes using Chicago Manual of Style, also known as Turabian. What application do I use for office hours and IM messaging? And that's Zoom. Where can you purchase your textbooks? Well, at UHD, you can use the bookstore, or you can go online and places like Amazon.com, ABE Books, or even the publisher's websites sometimes have deals that'll get you the book you want at a lower price. And actually, any one of these might have a lower price than the other. You need to do some comparative shopping. Also, remember that all the books for this class are available through Kindle, the free Kindle app, and so you can have those delivered instantaneously. There should be no reason you have to wait a couple of days to get a copy of what you're supposed to be reading. Whom should you contact for help with a Blackboard problem? Well, not me. I can't really help you with Blackboard, but the Student Technology Services can help you with most things electronic. So Blackboard, if you're having problems logging in, you lose your password, they can help you, whereas I won't be able to. So they're a good resource to have, and you can find their email and you can find their website. Those are located on the syllabus. They're also located on the Start Here page, and they were located in that first message I believe I sent you. So you look around and you can find it. What grade do you get if you cheat on a major, significant assignment like a term paper or a final exam? And that grade, by policy, is an F. So please be very careful when you're citing or doing your papers, so it doesn't look like you were cheating on them. How is the English Constitution different from other nations' constitutions? Well, England is different because it doesn't have a written constitution. It uses things like tradition. It uses things like the law system, the common law. So they don't have a real written constitution like most other major nations have. What is the current estimated population of the UK according to the website of the Office for National Statistics? And if you looked at that, the answer was about 66 million, just over that. What is Parliament made of? It's made up of 3 parts, and those parts are all of the following except the Church of England. They're the House of Lords, the House of Commons, and the monarchy, but not the Church of England. How is the Prime Minister selected? Well, in the United States, it might confuse Americans because we elect our president, right? We go to the polls and we elect our president. In the UK, it's different because the Prime Minister is actually the leader of the party that earns the most seats in Parliament during a general election. What is the address of the British Prime Minister? It's a very famous address. If you watch any James Bond movie or almost any British movie, you'll see 10 Downing Street. That's the official office of the Prime Minister. What does MP mean? Well, some people might think it means military police, megapixel, something along those terms, but in England it means a member of Parliament. What is the opposition in Parliament? Well, the opposition isn't just a casual term. It's actually a functioning shadow government. It's made up of the party not in power, and they have corresponding ministers, shadow ministers, whose job it is to lead the questions of those who are running the government. How many ministers make up the current English government? Well, a bunch. The Prime Minister himself or herself, 21 cabinet ministers, and 98 other ministers. Who selects the ministers? Well, they come from Parliament, and they're all appointed by the Prime Minister. Unlike the Secretary of Education or cabinet secretaries in the United States are selected by the President, by whoever he or she wants, the Prime Minister selects other members of Parliament to serve as the ministers. For education questions, what is a public school in England? A public school is not like the public schools in the United States. In England, a public school is a private school. You have to pay tuition. They're elite schools, and anyone who can afford these steep tuition prices can get their children into public school. What is a state school? Again, it's not like the United States connotation of a state school, but a state school in England these are taxpayer-supported schools that don't require any tuition. They're open to everyone, so they're like our public schools. So it's a bit confusing. What are red brick universities? This is a interesting term. Red brick universities are the elite universities in England, like Oxford and Cambridge. So in England, there are several major urban areas. Which one of those has the smallest population? And I referred you to the CIA fact book, which tells you that the Southampton Portsmouth area has the smallest population of the 4 major urban areas in England. The Qualification of Women Act, or the Parliament Act of 1918, allowed women over this age to be elected to Parliament. They could run for Parliament at the age of 21. The Equal Franchise Act of 1928 allowed men and women above this age to vote. And that was 21. So it was 10 years before women younger than 30 could cast a ballot. So this changed that. The Representation of the People Act of 1969 allowed voting for all people at which age? The correct answer is 18. And finally, what does the symbol, it looks like a bar L, and the term quid represent? Well, if you watch that little video, you'd learn that both of these are symbols for the British pound, their currency. And that's the end of the questions. And I hope if you have any questions that you'll get in touch with me, or if you feel that it was graded incorrectly, let me know. And we'll see you soon. Thank you. Have a good day.